Joseph's journey from betrayal to success shows us the power of forgiveness and trusting God's plan. Stick around to see how his story can change your perspective. Joseph's story begins as one of deep family love, jealousy, and a series of unexpected twists that would change the course of his life forever. He was the 11th son of Jacob, a patriarch of Israel, and his beloved wife Rachel. Joseph was his father's favorite child, and this special affection was symbolized by a richly ornamented coat of many colors. Jacob's love for Joseph made his brothers intensely jealous, and their resentment grew as Joseph, in his youthful excitement, shared dreams that hinted at his future greatness. One night, Joseph had a dream in which he and his brothers were binding sheaves of grain in a field. His sheaf stood upright while the others bowed down to it. He eagerly told his brothers, not realizing the jealousy it would spark. His brothers reacted with anger, saying, "Do you intend to reign over us?" Genesis 37 verse 8. But Joseph's dreams didn't stop there. He had another vision in which the sun, moon, and 11 stars bowed down to him, further fueling their hatred and envy. His brothers plotted to get rid of him, unable to bear his dreams of superiority. One fateful day, when Joseph went to check on his brothers in the fields, they seized the opportunity. They threw him into a pit, intending to leave him there to die. But then, they saw a caravan of Ishmaelite traders passing by on their way to Egypt, and they made a choice that would change Joseph's life forever. They sold him to the traders for 20 pieces of silver, and he was taken far away from his family and home. Joseph now found himself in the foreign land of Egypt, a slave in the house of Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh. Despite his difficult circumstances, Joseph remained faithful to God and worked diligently, earning Potiphar's trust. His hard work and integrity led to him being put in charge of all Potiphar's household. But even when things seemed to be looking up, another challenge arose. Potiphar's wife took notice of Joseph's good looks and began to make advances toward him. But Joseph, a man of strong character and integrity, refused her. "How could I do such a wicked thing and sin against God?" he replied. Genesis 39 verse 9. His refusal infuriated Potiphar's wife, who then falsely accused him of trying to assault her. Potiphar, believing his wife, had Joseph thrown into prison. Joseph's circumstances in prison appeared even more hopeless, yet he remained resilient. Even in this dark and desolate place, Joseph continued to live with honor, showing kindness and wisdom. His character and the favor of God were evident, and the prison warden noticed. Joseph was put in charge of all the prisoners, and whatever Joseph did prospered, for God was with him. He returned in July 1892. During his time in prison, Joseph encountered 2 fellow prisoners, Pharaoh's chief cupbearer and the chief baker. Both had troubling dreams, and Joseph, guided by God, interpreted their dreams. For the cupbearer, Joseph predicted that he would be restored to his position within 3 days, while for the baker, he foretold a grim fate. Joseph asked the cupbearer to remember him and mention him to Pharaoh when he was restored to his position. However, once the cupbearer was released and reinstated, he forgot about Joseph, leaving him in prison for another 2 years. But God had not forgotten Joseph. Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, had a disturbing dream that none of his advisors could interpret. When the cupbearer heard of Pharaoh's troubled state, he remembered Joseph and told the king about his ability to interpret dreams. Joseph was summoned from the prison and, with God's guidance, interpreted Pharaoh's dream, revealing that Egypt would face 7 years of plenty, followed by 7 years of famine. Seeing Joseph's son coming, the cupbearer heard that famine would come to Pharaoh. Impressed by Joseph's wisdom, appointed him to oversee the preparations for the coming famine. Joseph was given authority over all of Egypt, second only to Pharaoh himself. He used his position to store up grain during the years of plenty, ensuring that Egypt would survive the famine. During this time, Joseph's brothers came to Egypt seeking food, not recognizing the powerful man standing before them. He put himself into battle and taken the lives of the entire chamber. Around the same time, he caused 2 huge fortresses to be rendered infested. After a series of tests, Joseph revealed himself to his brothers. He forgave them for their past wrongs and reassured them that their actions, though harmful, were part of God's plan to preserve their family and bring them to Egypt for protection. Joseph's faith in God's plan was unwavering, and he understood that despite the betrayal, hardship, and suffering, God had been working behind the scenes to bring about his ultimate purpose. Even this God was wary of faith, and every time he tried to reach for peace, he failed. Joseph's story is one of incredible highs and devastating lows, yet through it all, his faith and trust in God remained strong. From being thrown into a pit, sold as a slave, falsely accused and imprisoned, Joseph's journey eventually led him to the palace, where he saved a nation and reunited with his family. His life is a testimony of God's sovereignty, a reminder that even in the most difficult times, God is at work, preparing us for something greater than we can imagine. Joseph's story is one of incredible transformation, full of lessons that we can apply to our own lives today. It starts with Joseph, a young man with a gift. He could interpret dreams. When Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, had a troubling dream, the cupbearer remembered Joseph's talent and had him brought from prison to interpret it. Joseph humbly acknowledged that only God could interpret dreams, and Pharaoh shared his vision of 7 healthy cows being eaten by 7 lean cows and 7 full ears of corn being consumed by 7 withered ears. With wisdom from God, Joseph explained that Egypt would have 7 years of abundance, followed by 7 years of famine. Impressed by his wisdom, Pharaoh appointed Joseph as the second most powerful person in Egypt, making him responsible for managing the kingdom's resources during the coming famine. During the years of abundance, Joseph wisely stored grain, preparing for the tough years ahead. When famine struck, not only Egypt but also surrounding lands were affected. People came to Egypt for food, including Joseph's brothers who didn't recognize him. Instead of seeking revenge, Joseph forgave them, revealing his identity and assuring them that what they had meant for evil, God used for good. His story shows us the power of forgiveness and reconciliation. Joseph's life teaches us valuable lessons on how to succeed no matter what we face. First, Joseph showed us that faithfulness and hard work pay off. No matter what situation he was in, whether as a slave or a prisoner, he gave his best. This dedication to his work helped him rise to greatness. Joseph's faith in God and his determination to always do his best remind us that when we work hard and stay faithful, we can achieve remarkable things, even when it feels impossible. Another important lesson from Joseph's story is his integrity. When Potiphar's wife tried to tempt him, Joseph didn't give in. Even though he faced unfair consequences, including being thrown into prison, he didn't compromise his values. His integrity helped him gain respect and trust from everyone around him. Joseph teaches us that sticking to our values, even in difficult situations, is crucial for success. Honesty and doing what is right foster trust and create opportunities. Joseph's story also shows us the importance of humility. As he rose to power in Egypt, Joseph never forgot that his wisdom came from God. He humbly acknowledged God's guidance and trusted in his plan for his life. This humility helped him navigate challenges with wisdom and grace. Joseph reminds us that no matter how successful we become, we must stay humble, recognizing that all our gifts and abilities come from God. By relying on Him, we can face challenges with confidence and clarity. Resilience is another key lesson Joseph teaches us. Throughout his life, he faced betrayal, hardship, and injustice, but he didn't let those setbacks defeat him. Instead, he kept pushing forward, maintaining his faith and hope. His ability to bounce back from hardship teaches us the importance of resilience. Life is full of challenges, but Joseph shows us that with perseverance and a positive attitude, we can overcome them and keep moving forward. Joseph also displayed incredible wisdom, especially when interpreting dreams. His gift allowed him to understand things others couldn't. He used this wisdom to guide Pharaoh and save Egypt from disaster. Wisdom, Joseph teaches us, is not just about knowing things. It's about making the right decisions and using knowledge wisely. By seeking God's wisdom and listening to trusted mentors, we can make better choices and navigate difficult situations successfully. Lastly, Joseph's ability to forgive is one of the most powerful lessons in his story. When his brothers came to him in need, Joseph chose forgiveness over revenge. He reconciled with them and their relationship was healed. Joseph's decision to forgive shows us the power of grace. Forgiving others, even when they've wronged us, frees us from bitterness and allows us to restore broken relationships. Joseph's life is a reminder that success is about more than just talent or hard work. It's about faith, integrity, humility, resilience, wisdom, and forgiveness. By embracing these values, we can overcome challenges and achieve success in all areas of life. Joseph's story is a blueprint for how to live a life that's both successful and meaningful, showing us that when we trust in God's plan and follow His guidance, great things are possible. Joseph's life shows us the true power of forgiveness and trusting in God's timing. His journey wasn't just about the highs of success, but also about the deep valleys of betrayal, hardship, and challenges. Through it all, Joseph chose to forgive those who wronged him. Instead of holding on to bitterness, he let go of past hurt, which not only healed his heart, but also restored his family. Forgiveness isn't always easy, but Joseph teaches us that it's the key to breaking free from the emotional chains that keep us stuck. By choosing reconciliation over revenge, we create room for peace and growth in our lives. Joseph also understood that success doesn't always come when we want it or how we expect. His story shows us that trusting God's perfect timing is vital. From being thrown into a pit by his brothers to becoming the second in command in Egypt, Joseph's journey was all about waiting on God's plan. He trusted that even when things seemed impossible, God was working behind the scenes to bring him to his purpose. It's a reminder that we don't need to rush our journey. God has the perfect timing for everything. Joseph's life holds 7 powerful lessons for us: faithfulness, integrity, humility, resilience, wisdom, forgiveness, and trusting in God's timing. These aren't just words, they are the building blocks of a life that honors God and impacts others. By living out these values, we can navigate life's challenges with grace and confidence, knowing that God is with us every step of the way. By global watches, we can tell when we're close by looking at the dates on our calendar. Now, I invite you to join me in a prayer. Let's ask God for the wisdom, strength, and faith to walk in the footsteps of Joseph. May His grace cover you, and may you trust in His perfect plan for your life. Say this prayer with me, believing that God is ready to bless you, guide you, and open doors you never thought possible. If you believe in the power of prayer and are ready to see God move in your life, type Amen in the comments below and share this message to spread the word. Let's bless others with the same hope and encouragement we've received. You are blessed to be a blessing.